Minecraft worlds can sometimes feel a little flat and undetailed, and even the best seeds need huge amounts of work to become breathtaking. I'm creating a custom world for you and releasing the world download with its schematics for you every month as it progresses. I've already completed the central town with a bustling economy around the docks, a well-designed town area with different buildings and landscaping, features like waterfalls rushing into rivers flowing into the surrounding lake, and a busy quarry taking ores and stone from deep under the ground. It even has a custom nether portal linking the central island to the mainland. But we've got a whole world to create, so let's get on with it, and I'll tell you how to get the world and the schematics a little later. Welcome back to my forever creative world, Avornia, the world I'm making just for you. In the last 4 episodes, we have transformed this island into a thriving, bustling community. But remember, this is just the very centre of the world. It's going to be getting much, much bigger than this. I need to transform all of that and all of this. Definitely need to do something with this bit and also this bit over here too. In fact, the plan is to get as far out as we possibly can, thousands of blocks, transforming everything as we go. And whilst I'm not looking to transform the nether, I am going to use that to be able to get from one place to another too, with this custom portal leading to the central hub. And what I'm going to do today is to try and open up the route for these boats, because the sea is over there and these boats come from over there. So this big sandbank and these islands are all in the way. So they've got to go. And I think this hill has got something coming to it. It looks like it needs to be fortified. Keep the town on top, develop that and create some kind of castle fortress that goes all the way around that hill and then slopes down with a slow path down to the sea, so it can join up with the other town. Details on how to download this world and also the schematics world and all of the schematics for Java are down in the description. But all you need to do is become a Redstone patron, a tier 2 patron or above, and all of this is yours completely for free, along with all the other benefits that Patron gives you as well. Check out avomance.com for details of those. But we need to make a start on the building here, and what I want to do is I want to make sure I start to customize this edge along this side so as it kind of matches up here, but also get rid of all of these things. What I have done is I've created a brush with a mask to take out the sand, the grass blocks, and also any dirt. It's not masked to any stone or anything like that, and it's going to replace it with air, so kind of like this. So I'm going to have quite a lot of water to replace, but this is by far the quickest way of being able to do this. Now that's left some pretty unnatural looking gaps, which I'm going to have to fill up with some water. These little bits and pieces here I'm just going to fill up with buckets of water, but the big bits I'm going to fill up using commands. And we've now taken out all of that stone and the sandstone and that kind of thing. I'm not taking it all out. I'll leave some of it around. Maybe knock out a couple more little bits here. Perhaps with my brush that I've done there. And then what I can do is I can use the fill command. So if I come up and make sure my feet are the right level for the water, I think that is about right. And then I use fill, and then I fill it with water, and then I put a radius. Let's say the radius is about 25 blocks and the depth is 5 blocks. It's only going to fill the air. Pop that like that, and that creates a nice water covering like that, and I can do that everywhere else and make sure I've got a smooth sea now. That looks a million times better. The ships can now go easily in and out of that area to get to the sea and the open water on the other side. I've placed a few lily pads in here because I think we need to celebrate by banging in a few more ships. So if I stand on this and type schematic load boat 1, I think it's boat 1 anyway, and then if I paste that in -A, which means all of the air around it won't be counted and it won't mess about with the water, bang, I've got a ship in there that looks fabulous. I'll change that sail in just a moment, but that's going in that direction. That's perfect. So then what I can do is I can then rotate 90, and I can come maybe not quite that close. It might be a little bit close to the other one. Let's come over here and place another one just there. Rotate that 90 degrees. Not entirely sure where that's going to land, but if I then paste that -A, that's going to come that way, and he's heading outwards, so they're going in opposite directions. I like that. I can then play around with the colours on the sails to make them look slightly different to the other ones, just like that. And let's stick a few villagers in as crew as well. Really happy with that now. I'm not going to play around with that shore yet. That's for another time. I need to get over to that hill because I get the impression this could take a while. And the first thing I want to do is remove these trees. We've got birch trees and we've got oak trees. I don't think we've got any other else. So I've created an airbrush here with a sphere and I've masked it so as it just takes out the birch trees in this instance. So I can just get rid of all those birch trees and create myself a nice open space. That works. And then if I ever come across an oak tree, like over here, for example, I can just get rid of the oak trees in exactly the same way using this one. That'll work. This is so much quicker than just cutting them down with an axe. I feel like I'm giving the hill a haircut. And I continued to cut its hair right across the top where that village was. Now you'll find out in a minute that that might have been a waste of time, but I won't talk about that this second. I then went around the outside of the base of the hill. I need to get rid of all of those birch trees. They were potentially going to be in the way of the structure that I've got in my mind. And then I got carried away and I sliced the top of it completely off. I figured I was going to remodel it anyway, so I might as well go the whole hog. And it's actually a lot bigger than I realised. So I'm going to play around with this by using some sand spheres and then smooth it out with some cylinders. So we've kind of got the beginnings here of what I wanted this mountain to look like, with a number of different accesses off in different directions, as well as some areas that I can turn into platforms with stuff on at the front. And I have begun a texturing process. This is not finished, but at least we've got a number of different blocks involved there, both mossy and normal variants. We've got mossy cobble, we've got normal cobblestone, we've got some coarse dirt, we've got andesite, and it's all looking quite nice. And we've also got our ramps that go up to the higher levels. I've textured these up quite aggressively. We've got packed mud, we've got in some pathway blocks, we've got various different stones. I've got to be honest, I think I do need to change this up a little bit. It's too regularly textured from the bottom to the top. I need to get more pathway blocks and dirt near the bottom, and perhaps more stone and things like that up towards the top. Also, these jumps as whole blocks don't quite work for me, so I think I'm going to need to get some slabs in of various different textures as well, just to make the climb a little bit more easy. Remember, we're going to have carts and things going up to this level, so we don't want it to be too aggressive. And I still need to do a lot of work up here at the top. We've got some holes in the top there that we're going to need to fill in. This is all textured completely wrongly, and there's a couple of bits. I'm not sure whether to bring this up one or to bring the rest of it down one. Not quite sure which way to go with that. I'll make a decision in a bit. But what I do need to do is something with this very blocky edge to my pathway. What I was going for is I wanted there to be a raised edge all the way down along the paths. And I've got that and I'm happy with that. However, it's too square. Maybe square's the right word. So I need to bring in some slabs, I need to bring in some steps and just smooth that out a little bit like I did on the edge of the island on the previous episode. It just looks far more natural. And although this looks great and really dominant on the landscape, it's still a little bit too grey. I'm going to need to bring some grass in spots. I'm also going to need to put in some bushes and also perhaps a little bit of crop on certain levels, just to make it look like it's used and lived in and it's not just one big oppressive, frightening mountain with a castle on top. And most of that is going to need to be done manually, I think. I can't put in slabs and steps exactly in the order I want them, where I want them. I can't really put bushes exactly where I want them. So I think this is going to be a manual job. So I guess I've got a little bit of time placing steps and bushes and slabs. Here we go. So the front area of this mountain is complete. We've got 3 slopes going up, leading from all 3 different directions. The top hasn't had anything done to it yet. We've got some serious building to get on with there, but we've also got a platform part way up that I'm going to do a little thing with, and I think it is starting to look pretty decent. It is well terraformed. The trees are in place. We've got rocks. We've got bushes. I'm really, really pleased with how this has come out. And I'm looking forward to doing something with this cave in here. This looks absolutely awesome. Quite excited. This looks like a smuggler's cave to me. I don't know. What do you reckon? In the comments, what could we do with that? The top still needs lots and lots of work, but look at all that space we've got to work with. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to finishing this one off. And don't forget, this is available for you to download as a patron in both Bedrock and Java. This world, plus the schematics I've used, plus the world that the schematics were built in. You get the island, you get the harbour, you get this entire mountain, and as I build it up, you get all the future world downloads as well. Details on how to become a Redstone patron or above are on avomance.com, or you can visit my Discord. The link to the drive with all of these world downloads is right there. Sorry, I'm just taking this in. I reckon this might be one of the better builds I've ever done, you know. The detail on it is absolutely spot on. I can't tell you how long it's taken me because, well, I actually don't know how long it's taken me. But it has been quite some time. But I know for an absolute fact that only about a third, maybe less of you are still watching this video, so I think it's time to cap it. Really looking forward to ideas in the comments from you about what you'd like to see on the top of this mountain. There are so many possibilities. It's going to be a castle, but as for the detailing, the palette, the colours and all of that stuff, well, that actually might be down to you in the comments of what you think is best. I'm really open to ideas. And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.